outbreaks has been happening, not just in Imo State, but of course around the country. We're expecting the Director, Imo State Fire Service, Mr. Japheth Okorafor, to join us for this discussion.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
Well, at this juncture with the Harmattan haze, showing this season, it beholds on Imolites to be very careful with fire or anything inflammable, because everything seems to be dry these days.
And we're going to learn what to do when fire happens, at least at the very basic fire response technique individuals are supposed to have before the help comes. All right, let's quickly go through some headlines from our local tabloid.
All right, let's start with Nigeria Watchdog today or this morning, and this is going to interest my good friend Ugo Stevenson. It says Imo Rubber Estates, Emiabiam community decry marginalization, intimidation. Police arrest youths, elders for protesting peacefully.
There was a protest?
Yeah, that's what this headline is saying. I know that during the holiday season, the First Lady of Ondo State, who is a daughter of Imo State, was in town, and she had to stop some trucks with loaded with products from the rubber plantation, saying that on whose authority were they mining, and who is collecting the revenue. And when the thing became too serious, the guys were said to have abandoned their trucks and left the scene. They first said, who is this lady? Why is she stressing? And when they found out she's the First Lady, they had to abandon their trucks. But I don't know how that matter was settled. So I'm sure that's a fallout, because they say MLBM community decry marginalization, intimidation. I think that's over their Imo Rubber Estates.
Well, first of all, the First Lady of Ondo State did what any good citizen is supposed to do. When you say something suspicious, you ask questions.
Paul, you make it seem as if every citizen, she is a special citizen. I mean, you should know the number of security details.
I know, but at the local level and within your compound or vicinity, you should be able to ask questions once you notice anything suspicious, regardless of who is involved.
But be sure they are not with weapons.
Okay, that's where you apply wisdom. However, I think this headline now will get the attention of the Imo State government to take a look at this matter and resolve it in the interest of that community.
Yes, and the states, because I hear the rubber plantation is quite huge, and that's revenue to the state government.
Right.
Okay. Another one says Imo government recovers council official vehicles belonging to Isi Alambano Oru East. Who did they discover it from? If you want to find out, it's on page 9 of Nigeria Watchdog. Okorocha lambasts Uzodinma on 1 year in office, says blame game should be over by now.
Yeah, I mean, was it you say that we usually give incoming government the honeymoon, or
yes, there's a honeymoon period where they want to see you balance, see what you're planning to do, how you're positioning your government before they now. So the honeymoon is over. Yes, the honeymoon is over.
So we'll start expecting this kind of headlines.
Yes, already I don't know, because the president will be ending his 2-term tenure in 2023.
Right.
You understand? Quite a number of political actors are already, moving.
Positioning.
Yeah, they are positioning. The movement or the movement of the River State governor to Sokoto yesterday has been dubbed by some people to be political and not probably a governor visiting a governor because of a fire outbreak there. I wish to see Wike probably come to Imo State and commiserate with Hope Uzodinma over the fire incident at Alaba.
Well, politicians, as long as their interests align, you never can tell. So an APC man today could become a PDP man tomorrow, and with this whole talk of whether there's going to be a third force or not, I'm sure the days ahead will be quite interesting.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. All right, let's take another one here. Why we won't support any Igbo man for Nigerian president? IPOB. speak on Ohaneze election. And you have the face of Nnamdi Kanu there. And this is quite exciting to teachers. Federal government approves new retirement age for teachers. And what does this say to employment of the teeming youths?
Well, that headline, it's double. It's not just the headline. The development's a double-edged sword. On one hand, those in service will be happy. On the other hand, the ones trying to get in will frown at it.
Yes.
And,
because if the ones in service are given extra years, there'll be no gap for employment to take place to fill those positions. Well, it's all good. I think that's much we can take from Nigerian Watchdog this morning.
All right, quickly, let's go through Trumpeter. This headline here says, Eastern Palm University shut down. Please take over campus, Ogboko, as Imo government recovers institution.
Ihedio has started that move, and we know Rochas Okorocha insisted that it was a PPP, public-private partnership arrangement, in which the public had 90%, even though people adduced that 90% belongs to more of the Rochas Foundation. Well, let's see how it plays out.
That's right. Page 2 has details of that. Okorocha Hito Zodimahad says Imo government confused, failure. All right, we've talked about that before. This one, government to demolish 305 schools built by Okorocha's regime, citing structural defects as issue. Eastern University shut down, schools built by Richard Okorocha. But about to be demolished. Paul, what's going on here?
You went on an investigative voyage.
Yes, I did.
And you saw most of the projects, buildings or schools, structures built by the Okorocha administration. Most of them are seriously not in use. Because people said
not to demolish them.
So if the foundation is faulty, are you going to allow kids
305 schools all faulty?
Well, tell us what you saw.
I mean, what I saw was that the Emeka Ihediora's administration, in his short stay, approved the renovation of some of the schools built by Rochas Okorocha. So, renovations were ongoing as at the time of visit. And that is different from this headline now, which is sticking to demolish.
The government probably might be looking at the structure and probably. I'm not an engineer. Technically, it could be default.
I tell you what, the least school in terms of renovation, not even building, I saw was awarded for 7 million renovation. 7 million. All right. Now we're not talking about building. Now ask yourself how much was awarded for building the schools that are about to be demolished.
If something is not done right, you won't allow kids, the future generation of the country, to go learn underneath it.
Okay. That's hopefully we're going to get the commissioner for education and anyone who's involved in this to answer some questions. All right. While we're talking, we received the presence of Mr. Japheth Okorafo, the Director, Imo State Fire Service. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us. Yes, there's a headline here that concerns you on the Trumpeter. It says, mysterious fire guts magistrate's car in court premises. And I don't know if the magistrate's car and the court premises happened here in Imo State, but page 5 has details of this story, and also know that there was a fire outbreak yesterday at Alaba. Perhaps we should start from there. Do you have information about how the fire started in the first place, and when your men got there, how they were able to avoid casualties?
Okay. Yes, immediately I was informed. I was called upon when the fire started. From one of the fire service stations, that is the Empire Energy, called me that there was a very thick smoke within the Alaba area. I have to turn out my men immediately. So as they turned out, then the call started coming from all places. Then I have to drive there by myself to see things for myself. And I got to that place. and we were able to meet the fire in the first place on time, and we used the best and the available strategies to extinguish the fire.
Do you know what caused the fire?
As we were reliably informed and from my investigation, so one of the plants in that shade was on, and looks like the drop either stopping for the cigarette or what have you. So, and it was very, very close to the plant, and the cigarette was still on while the plant was on.
Whoa.
So the incident occurred there. The plant has to explode, and the thing engulfed to the fire.
The cigarette.
Yeah, but from our earliest report from one of our correspondents, there were insinuations that probably petroleum business was happening there, bunkering kind of situation. Is that an information that we could rely on?
Personally, as somebody who has dealt with the Institute of Fire Engineering, I don't see things like that, because I know how that place was when I got to that place, and I'm very happy I got there very early. So I didn't see cans or drums of fuel nor diesel, but I know that was a burnt plant. Were equally a burnt truck, about 2 of them, and these trucks were very close to the plant as of when I got to that place. And the fire was still at its beginning while we handled it there. So the only thing that, and that very plant was very close. I think that should be a mini church like that they used to pray inside that place.
Okay.
But constructed with zincs only, and both roof and body structure was zincs. So that was the thing that burned down because it was very close to the plant and the burnt vehicles.
How would you describe the attitude of the citizens there? Did they give space to the firefighting trucks, your men, when they got there, or were they kind of impeding the progress of the work you had to go there to do?
No. I recommend them. They did a very nice work. Even some of them help us in pulling down the wall for us to gain access to that place. Though by then we have entered through another place, but we want to churn up streams of jet as to be able to extinguish it as at when needed. And there's a very nearby filling station there, and there are other mechanic workshops, and they deal with flammable and liquefied solids. So anything that involves naked light, appropriate care must be taken. So that was where I recommend them, and I didn't see them in a mood that a kind of looting incident wants to take place, because I don't see things to loot in that place.
I'm actually looking at your official Twitter handle, and a video caught my attention, which I'm going to share right away. This perhaps is...
I'm very, very happy with that recording. With that alone, you can understand my full story. And they were all very happy, because it didn't last up to 5 minutes we get to that place. So the road was cleared very well. So we were very fast, and Empire Energy already on the way with us, running the same race at the same time. So it was just like a magic.
I think a lot of these fire outbreaks have not been adequately reported compared to what I'm seeing on your official page. Allow me to read some of them. 2 days ago, precisely 16th January, you said our men attended a fire at Nekede involving about 7 shops. Men salvaged some of the properties there. And then you have another tweet Also, 2 days ago, men responded to a bushfire at Dan Ayam Stadium, where fire was put under control. Then this happened 2nd of January. They said we responded to a fire at Seat of Wisdom Seminary, Ulakwo. Fire was extinguished and the whole property was spared. And I can go on, but some of these fire outbreaks don't make it to the news, so it may seem as though your men are not as active. However, I would like to ask, what has been some of the biggest challenges you've had with regards to fire outbreaks this season, this Harmattan season that we're in now?
Good. I love that question. You see, let me start this way. We need to do a lot of sensitization to our people. We need to lecture them. We need to bring them to order to know exactly what fire is all about. Fire is our best friend, but immediately you mishandle it, immediately you mishandle it, it becomes your worst enemy. Fire, you cannot deal without fire on daily basis. So we need it, and we always use it. But we must learn how to control it. So we need to sensitize our people. I love this program we opened up today, because it's a way of sensitizing these people. We need to tell them all fire is about, how to get control of it whenever you see it, and how to avoid it from starting. Because let me take this way. If that cigarette stop was advised, if that person that was smoking was advised to know, or he wants to know, and knows very well that when I want to drop a stop, I should quench it. Had it been he does that problem will not have started yesterday.
Right.
And how will you identify the very person that smoked that cigar? How will you identify the very person that ignited this fire? It's not very easy. Unless we can come up to sensitize our people, advise them, tell them the gain and loss of fire.
All right.
Then they'll be able to know.
We're going to continue with this sensitization,
Yeah.
and of course, I look forward to learning more from you. However, right now we have to take some commercials. Stay tuned. The program continues.
107.3
Hello, babe. Are you still there? Can you hear me? All right, yeah. So I see a VIP bar for choice beverages and drinks, a restaurant for African and continental dishes, a 300 to 500 seating capacity event center, exquisite rooms and suites at pocket-friendly prices. And guess what, babe? For you and I, there's a pool and a poolside bar and a gym.
Spend time with family and friends at Zaza Hotel. Zaza Hotel is located at number 28 Yaradua Drive before Lord's Chosen Church, Owerri, Imo State. For more inquiries, call 0803-785-8386 or 0803-743-2115.
Nne, nke ị na-ebugharị silinda iburu gbada.
Maazị Ibe, ike agwụla m o. Amaghị m ebe ọzọ ga-abụ m ga-agbata gaasị nje si nri. Ndị shọ maka
Ozugo nwaanyị orogwe ekpesazina maka na ndị na-eji mega gas plant awụchala ọzọ n'orogwe anyị a lee nnukwu oke n'ekwekwa bọgịrị savisi ha na-enye kara aka ha bụrụ ụzọ ha anara gị silinda gị gbajuru gị ya ojupụ m n'ọnụ ha ewere aka ha dọnyere gị ya na moto ha na-erekwazi silinda na accessories ya ma na-edozikwazi silinda mebiri emebi mgbagaba ugbu a na uhu afọmakọ dị so n'ụlọ ụka ndị Salvation Army Orogwe Owerri West Local Government Area of Imo State ka ị bara okwu n'ụlọ kpọọ n'akara ekwentị a 09137720001 maọbụ ị gaa na webụsaịtị anyị www.regimgas.com.ng ma cheta na anyị nwere Regime Gas Plant n'Egbu Road n'iru Relief Market Owerri ya na Warrior North Pocket Layout Irete Egbada Junction Onitsha Road Owerri. Regime Mega Gas Plant esimesi ebirila ọkụ.
Chocolate milk, all in my Twister.
your dream.
Rental Hotel and Suites. A home away from home. Rental Hotel and Suites. For your luxury and comfort. Enjoy yourself with good hospitality.
Mr. Charles, how was your night?
I slept like a newborn baby. It's so awesome.
Your comfort is my priority.
Thanks, Mike.
Think of home. Think of Rental Hotel and Suites.
Rental Hotel and Suite is a world-class hotel aiming at redefining the hospitality perception. Crystally clean with exceptional services of international standard. You can get exclusive rooms of different types. World-class swimming pool, gym, ample parking slots, laundry services, internet services, conference hall, African and intercontinental dishes. And at Rental Hotel, you can get complimentary breakfast. We also have executive bar, cool bar, and we offer airport transfer. Visit Rental Hotel and Suite at Rental Roundabout, former 4040 Roundabout, New Owerri, or call 0704 984 5794. Rental Hotel and Suite. Rental Hotel and Suite, a place to be.
Welcome to Returns Market Investments Nigeria Limited, a financial home that has impacted life and meaning to many lives, homes, and companies with values using strictly the international capital trade market business for the past years and still counting in Nigeria. Returns Market Investment Nigeria Limited has succeeded in delivering prompt and reliable 10% monthly returns on investments for investors with a minimum startup capital of 300,000 naira only and a maximum capital of 100 million naira only. If you're looking for assured and reliable security for your funds and consistent delivery of returns on investment, think Returns Market Investments Nigeria Limited. Contact our office today at Greenwich Mall, number 3 Umez Eronini Street, along Ikenebu, off Wedra Road, Owerri, Imo State, or call us on 0702 521 1290 or visit www.returnsinvestmentsnigeria.com. Choose financial freedom. Choose Returns Market Investments Nigeria Limited.
Incy Wincy Spider climbed up the water spout.
Healthy Kid is a baby and infant tasty liquid that contains 20 bionutrients including omega-3, choline and inositol for brain development, memory and learning ability. It also contains vitamin A, vitamin D3, vitamin E, calcium, iodine and amino acids. Healthy Kids improves immunity and strong bonds. It is also helpful for children with special needs like autism, speech and language delays. Healthy Kid is NAFDAC approved and marketed by United African Laboratory and is available at all pharmacies near you. For further inquiries, call 0806 465 4812.
Dada love Healthy Kid.
Healthy Kids for your baby's general good health.
Yes, to tune to 107.3 Darling FM, 26 minutes past 9, and we are hosting the Director, Imo State Fire Service, Mr. Japheth Okorafo, whom I hear is also a magician. Thank you for joining us and for the enlightenment this morning. Yes, so before the commercials, you were going to talk to us about why everyone listening to us right now would have to know the causes of fire and how to prevent a fire. Let's continue from there, especially because the fire service has been very busy putting out fire, especially caused by carelessness, just like that of yesterday. And you want to share some of these experiences with us so that we can learn from them.
There is a program you just an advert you made just now. That advert is about how to take care of your gadgets in the house. Now, we know very well that we try to let people know. When, as this is your office now, and you want to leave this office, and you are using electricity, you are having fan here and other electrical appliances, and you want to leave this place, you leave the whole switch is on. Or you may off some and leave some on, believing that nothing will happen. You don't know that that very thing is a very serious danger. There is something we call residue current. And that residue current is in every electrical gadget. When NEPA comes, it will energize that force. Then it will give us light. But when there is no light, you will not notice it. But there may be light by emergency and off again. You see, that kind of a thing will cause a very severe problem in a place like that. So we have a lot of things to tell our people. Like last time, let me remember, I wrote about, before the December, I applied for conducting a seminar, a sort of seminar, because of the dry season that is at hand, so as to sensitize our people. This will have involved both the communities and their leaders and the schools and all whatnot as we planned it. But because of one problem or the other, we were unable to execute it. If such a thing should be sponsored or formed, then we can carry it on. That will give us a better opportunity to educate our people on what we are talking about.
I wanted to ask quickly. In fact, for example, in the Federal Capital Territory, you don't just go about burning things anyhow. But surprisingly, and that's because there are laws. If you're caught, you will face sanctions.
Yeah.
But for us here, people just burn things anyhow. You gather your rubbish, sometimes in the gutters, there is a drainage, you put fire. You don't even know the ones that are combustible, the ones that are health, hazardous to the health and all of that. Yeah. Do we have laws here that stop all of this? And why, if yes, why is it not being implemented?
Good. You rightly said that in Abuja, that such a thing does not take place, but it's taking place in Owerri. There is no two laws in Nigeria. It's only one law. That law governing Abuja is the same law governing this our place, but it's that we are stubborn. We would like to be taken to court before we will know where we are wrong. But if we show ourselves that we are matured, we're supposed to know that we don't need to burn stop anything in a place that it may cost more harm than burning that very rubbish. So we need to take we need to enlighten our people. That is the simplest thing.
Who is supposed to enlighten the people?
Yeah. Then somebody is supposed to educate you while you go home to educate your people. If you are not educated, you cannot educate your people. But if you are enlightened about this issue we are talking of, you will not go home to enlighten your people. And who is to enlighten you? The professional fire eater. That person that has the professional idea on hazard and hazard management, it will enlighten you.
And in this case, it's supposed to be the fire service.
That is what we are saying.
So why aren't you enlightening people?
Good. You cannot come up, you start this program. A lot of things need to be done. Like, if I come here now to ask you to do me advert on this issue, that I want to enlighten our people, you will ask me that, yes, I want to teach our people, that I should give you something in order to allow your office to continue. So somebody needs to be to sponsor that program, and then we will come to throw it open to people. If not sponsored, we cannot. That is the person that needs to help and energize this enlightenment program.
Talking about funding, Comrade Ompadek on Facebook is saying he's of the view that, first of all, he's saying that the response time of fire service here in Imo State is poor, and that is because they lack enough equipment and facilities, and that the government should allocate funds to the agency to decentralize the activities. And he says if it's possible, there should be fire service office in the 27 local government areas in Imo State. I know for a fact that a lawmaker on the floor of the House has moved a motion asking that every local government area in Imo State should have its own fire service. At the moment, how many fire service stations do we have in Imo, and do you support this call?
It's a terrible issue. In Imo State now, we have only 4 functioning fire stations. One at Okeke is functioning, but it's not effective. One at Olo is functioning, it's not effective. The other one in Owerri here, another one in Government House. The two that are trying a little, that are moving others out of struggle, is that of the fire service headquarters, which is in Owerri here. Others are crumbling to exist.
Why is that?
The question is above me, man. But I can equally tell you this. Let me just bring to your notice. Now, fire service deserve upliftment. Fire service deserve sponsoring. Fire service wants recruitment. In fire service today, I started fire service as a junior man. I went into school, I was struggling to help myself. Today I'm the director. Now, when I entered this service, we were about 15 in each watch. And we must have 3 watches. Morning, afternoon, night. Right. In the night duties, we almost count about 20 on duty because it's a dangerous time. But today, I have a total of 48 personnel.
For the entire state?
The entire state of Imo.
So how many do you put for each watch now?
Now this arithmetic is something we can just do by ourselves. These workers there, they peel their skin in order to do the services they are employed for. I really need manpower. I really need that place to be boosted. There are, yes, the days the government has been trying as a government, but we need support. We need recruitment. Let me tell you something that happened yesterday. If not to the assistant of a very link filling station, that fire will not have been attended. I asked them, go there and buy diesel. I will come back later. But they said, take this diesel. How many citizens of the state can do it?
Can do that.
You see many filling stations. When we go there, we request for money, forgetting to know that this job we are rendering is either for you or for me. It's a disaster. It can happen at any time, to anybody at any minute.
Right.
So we need people to understand what we are talking about fire service. I want to enlighten us more here, please.
Okay.
Our people normally look at fire service that is a government issue. No. Individuals need to help fire service exist. Now, if Eberling did not give me that diesel of yesterday, that place would have burned to ashes. But because he saw the need, he did it for us. We need people like that. We need where to.
Yeah, but have you appealed? Because I know Nigerians are.
I have appealed many times.
Have you appealed to?
I have appealed to many people. Even during December, I wrote to many of them. Many of these filling stations, whom they need my service more than every other person, because they are dealing with flammable and liquefied solid. Look at everywhere you see gas plant.
Yeah.
Gas plant is one of the most flammable liquefied solid we can think about.
Okay.
See to our situation.
Let's bring in Imolites. I'm sure they have their questions. It's not every day we host the director of fire service, so go ahead and come with your fire-related questions.
Yes.
Call 0815-050-1073 to be part of this discussion. Please, when you do call, turn down the volume on your radio and go straight to the point. Just ask your questions, and the director here will take them. Some comments on Facebook. Remember, we are live on social media on our Facebook and Twitter at Darling FM 1073. That's when you find us. On YouTube, Darling FM TV. All right, so you can actually see another magician in the studio. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Paul and Zandas.
Good morning.
All right.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
This is Friday from River State.
All right, Friday, go ahead.
Okay, yes. For our guys, the way he analyze everything, I'm just listening to him now. And the way he analyze, the way he take account for social media and the world social media, no, we go see the things. For me, I'm observing. I heard they're doing bunkering over there. They're selling food there. That's all bunkering. They're doing bunkering there over there. And they are telling Nigerians now that fuel and cigarettes is the cause of the fire. So
yes.
that's what we are beginning here now.
The fire.
So
Okay,
so yeah, he says the generator and the cigarette.
Yes, something would have started the fire. That's what he said.
I know. I want to put him right now. Like I disagree with him because I work with the mechanic. The boy is telling me that if you put cigarette on the fuel, you can never catch. So I wonder the generator I see in my tank and the cigarette I see on can get that kind of fire, burn that kind of building. I mean, things are get out of hand there.
Okay.
I also can respond very fast.
All right.
I can go for that.
Let the director
So
respond.
please,
Okay, thank you. Friday. So he's of the opinion that a cigarette is not enough to start that kind of fire outbreak, and his informant is that there was an illegal oil refining going on at that place.
If you say so, the director of Imo State Fire Service, at the time I went to that place and I was there, I did not see anything, any container containing fuel nor diesel there. I only said what I really saw on ground. And as far as I am a professional in fire management, that is my humble submission about that. Fire.
Yeah, but I want you to answer this because I've heard people also come up with such that cigarette stump that has not been properly put off cannot start a fire.
It's not. It's very, very. I can't believe that. Though there are situations you can drop a cigarette stop, it will just burn and off itself. And there are some places you will equally drop it, it will ignite. Mind you, bearing in mind the ignition temperature of that very particular spot. Don't talk about any other thing. Talk of the ignition temperature
of the spot
of that spot where that thing is on at that particular time. Imagine that of yesterday. We were having a very serious harmattan yesterday. Don't you believe that it is very, very possible for a particular place to have a high velocity of temperature?
Yeah, but at the time you got there, the fire was already raging. So I wonder how much time you had for you to carry out your investigation to now narrow it down to the butt of a cigarette as the cause of the fire.
Okay, as a fire manager, immediately I get to scene of anything called fire. The first thing I will do is to trace the environment of that place, how that place is secured, the security of that place, fire-wise. Like, let me tell you, start this way. That place was well fenced, and there is only one building at the center. This one I told you. The other one was at the end of it. This was vehicle. This other one was a parked vehicle mechanic workshop, sort of. And in that situation, we never find out anywhere. We didn't see anything relating to container. Mind you that. And in a place you do this bunkering business, there must be big tanks. And if you look at the tanks, human being will not tell you that this is what this tank is used for, because you must see the body of that tank. We did not miss such a thing, and there was no nearby bush to that very spot. Hence, there is no nearby bush to that very spot. There is no electricity at that very spot. Only that plant is energizing that place. What do you think will give us that?
Yeah, but how did you get the information? Did you ask people?
Yes, I asked the whole people there, and then they traced it for me. I saw some traces of it. Like if we have fire somewhere, we will start from the electrical installation. That is the first place I entered from the transformer outside. I traced the transformer. I was able to find out that even the wire going to that transformer melted halfway.
Okay.
Melted halfway, and it did not burn.
Okay.
We have another caller.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Zandas. And director, I greet all of you.
We greet you.
Yeah, my name is Okeke. I'm calling from Modogo.
Okay, go on.
I want to say that the director should push to make sure that the government heading and the 45 is ministry. What he told us now about the fitness and the fitness they have not started. He need more. But you should forget to put it's not about the push, what caused this fire or what did not cause it. We have seen now that there must be fire incident, and when there is fire incident, what happens? If not for a better link according to him, that means we would have been in trouble. So let him push forward and let government help him. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for adding your voice.
So quickly, have you interfaced with Governor Hope Uzodinma about your challenges? You know, talking about personnel, talking about equipment, and what was the response like?
Yes, I've done. I've done that, and I'm waiting to hear from him.
Okay, that's good to know.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes.
Good morning.
Sorry for the hour back.
Okay, that's fine. What's your name and where are you calling
Good
from?
morning, Paul and Zandas.
Well, welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning, our guest.
Good morning.
My name is Comrade Patek Chibuziwosu, and I come from Omoakanohaji, the most peaceful community in Imo State. You have said it all, but I want to ask you just a simple question, three questions.
We'll take one. We'll take one question.
Okay, one question.
Yes.
Okay, I want to know what your agency is doing in trying to partner with the government to ensure that you centralize your activities by creating or establishing private service offices in all the governments in the state. And what you are doing is making sure that people do not or open that centers of stations close to where people live. So what are you doing about that? Because that's the major cause of this outbreak. Thank you. I come from Okeke.
That's a two-in-one question.
Yeah.
Your collaboration with government, what are you doing? Yeah. And then people who site inflammable businesses close to residential areas, what are you doing?
Yeah. Let's start from the last. People who site flammable industries here and there. There are laws governing it. For you to establish a filling station or a gas plant, you must obtain permission, certification paper from the fire service of that state, reliably the fire service of that state. Like the fire service headquarters of Okeke Road, supposed to give you a certification paper, which we call safety certificate. That safety certificate, before it is issued to you, we will come there for inspection. After that inspection, we will now make a report of that inspection. Then that will tell me if that place is good to start that industry or it's not. Then, if it is good, we will recommend you to start. But if it is not good, we will equally tell you not to go to that place. Huh?
Well, that's the ideal situation.
That is the ideal situation. But still in the country where we are living.
Okay.
Some people can start overnight. Before you know it, tomorrow morning they will complete it. And when you go to that place, why is this thing like this? We have from one of the government house. They will ask you, please assist him to give him that this thing. We are in collaboration with him. What have you to say? You will obey the simple instruction and the sign. That is it. But there are some who will do. When you go to, after some time, you will still raise a motion. That place will go to the court. That is Imo State Revenue Court.
So what you're saying is the government who makes the law are also the ones breaking the law.
You said it. I'm a part of the government. I never say so, but you said it. But I can believe what you said to be true.
So, but you see, right now we are seeing a situation where fuel stations, gas dispensing outlets are springing up here and there, and we're expecting more because government is also thinking of jettisoning fuel for cars for gas. I mean, and you talked about certification. What is the plan ahead from your own office?
If we are energized today.
So if we don't, if there's no energizing, that means
what do I mean? Okay. Now, if we let us say now the court, we have a mobile court that can try these people at every given time. We will stop some of these things. if you take one person, two persons to court today, tomorrow another person will say we won't do this in order not to be involved. But you can understand what I'm saying about this state, about this country. We are talking about the entire nation. No place that is better. You may go today and ask this person not to do this thing today. Tomorrow you retire. Another person will come up and give permission to start that same thing which you condemned.
When it comes to enforcement, I don't think the fire service by law is able to saddled with that responsibility. I'm just saying, because DPR is there and other major players that are supposed to sanction airing petroleum station owners. And I can only imagine at the state level, there's only so much you can do. But the issue of funding is a major factor that was raised by Comrade Ompadek, and is asking, what are you doing, to ensure that the Imo State government gives you the mandate to have 27 fire service stations in the 27 local government areas.
Yeah, that matter is still in the House of Assembly. They are discussing about it, and they will come out with a better report. When they come up with their report, we will now know what they suggested. I know I've been called twice there on this discussion, but nothing has been concluded until they come up with something.
Yeah, but would you like a station where we have 27, or would you want senatorial fire stations?
If we have 27, it will be, personally, it is all right, but for us to forge, to do better, it is better we sanitize, we go by senatorial
zones.
Yeah, by senatorial zones. Like we say we have about 6 senatorial zones, or 3 now. As we have 3 now, we create territory stations in each of the zone. And these territory stations will be strategized. So very easy for them to coordinate and have a central coordinating point, which is the fire service headquarters, with all the whole gadgets needed, so that the communication will be very easy.
Right.
I'm in my office now. My radio message is bad.
Okay. We'll take another commercial break and then look to take more calls. Stay tuned.
Darling FM 107.3.
Darling FM 107.3.
The People's Radio.
Mommy, let's play football. Mommy, help me push my bicycle. Mommy, jump rope. Mommy, here, let's play hide and seek. Mommy, let's have some Twisco. You need it.
It's easy to spot a Twisco kid because they seem to be so active. Introducing new Twisco chocolate drink powder, a unique blend of cocoa, milk, and malt, fortified with Enofort, a special blend of vitamins and minerals that helps give kids the vitality they need for an action-packed day.
Twisco, power your dream.
WinnersBet, huge wins from high odds all the way with the fastest payout. Take more for winning advantages from your deserving bets on all sports, because with WinnersBet, everyone can win. What about you? Visit our website on winnersbet.ng. Use promo code BETNG and get up to 200% bonus on your first deposit. Yes, 200% bonus on your first deposit. WinnersBet, bet for every taste. Have a biggie Christmas and a fearless New Year.
That's right, it's a season to be merry, and most importantly, it's a season to stay fantastically refreshed. From every one of us at Right Foods, we're wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Have a biggie Christmas and a fearless New Year.
Na success everybody they see. Nobody was there when the journey started. When you had to kill your sleep and sometimes break down with pains, aches and fever. But success lies at the other end of pain. And as a Naija born and bred, we know they carry last. Push through pain with Emzo paracetamol. Then stare pain in the face and say, not today.
For aches, pains, and fever, trust Emzo paracetamol. If symptoms persist after 2 days, please see your doctor.
Energy drink comes in 2 exciting flavors, classic and red berry. So when you need that refreshing, energy boosting beverage, drink Fearless. Fearless, energy of Naija.
All right, let's spend the next 5 minutes taking at least 2 calls, and then hopefully I would like to know the basic steps one can take should there be an incident on fire. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah. I think I've been following what you have said there.
What's your name, sir? And where are you calling from? Okay, go on.
Yeah, first and foremost, I want to thank the fire service for their efforts last week. This week came and it happened at Saturday. I was there live and saw the height of the lights. And they came very early and did a very perfect job. Otherwise, the whole place could have been burned down. I thank them for that effective job. So the other thing is that that officer there, I want to know if you people cannot make any arrangement with all these tertiary institutions, local government headquarters, for all these fire service stations to be established in their institutions.
Okay.
And the other similar places for something like this, because if there were hold up that day, it would have been more dangerous.
Okay.
So that the stations can be doing something on your behalf.
Thank you. God bless you. Let's squeeze in another caller quickly.
All right.
Before we take your final statement and advice for Imolites. And I'm sure you have some phone numbers you want to share just in case there's a fire outbreak. Okay, I think...
let's take the advice.
Okay, so quickly, if you can give us basic steps we can take since it's an enlightenment conversation to quench fire, and when it gets out of hand or before it even gets out of hand, phone numbers to call.
Okay. You see, the first thing I want us to realize is how to take control of anything called fire. Fire is something we use every day, and we need to know how to handle it. We must handle it with care. For those of us using gas, always make sure your lighting point is at hand before you on your gas.
Okay.
Don't allow your gas to be on before don't allow your gas to be on before you get your ignition source. Your ignition source should be on before you on the gas. That is one. When you are leaving your office or you want to sleep, make sure all electrical gadgets are on off position. This time that we are entering into farming season, we need to note that after clearing the bush and they want to burn, create a demarcation. After clearing your bush, you want to go by burning, create a demarcation so that it will not trespass to the other. That is one. Again, you will equally note when you are trying to burn, make sure you will not start it at the middle of the day, exactly afternoon hours. No, that sun must have come down very well and they can ignite to any place. But late evening or late morning, these are the two periods you can do it and it will give you exact result. Okay. Then, for those of us that smokes, don't believe that a cigarette stop or this Indian hemp stop cannot ignite. It's a very big lie. Anybody who tell you that they cannot ignite fire is a very big lie. If its ignition source is very, very close and it has a very flammable or liquefied solid that is capable of igniting under some minutes. Some materials burn fiercely than others. Like the way foam will burn is not the way cloth will burn.
Yes.
The way rice will burn is not the way fuel will burn. But they are all fast burning flammable materials. So there are some that will get somewhere, they will off. But some get it, they will ignite it. Like if there is a foam there, it's very easy to ignite anything.
All right. So we have to take the phone numbers now.
Yeah,
and
yes. When there is an emergency, I will first of all like you to use my own number first, because why I give it is always one of the best method to get to the fire service. Immediately you get me, you have seen the fire service. I will give you the fire service numbers and our emergency number.
Okay.
Note 081 34 75 7760. Immediately you call that number, you see fire service at your doorstep.
Take that number one more time.
081 34 75 7760.
Okay.
That is one. Another of our number is 090 801 38999. I take it again. 090 80 13 Our emergency number 112. Immediately you dial 112. Anybody that receive it will get to the fire service immediately.
Thank you.
These are the numbers you can lay hand on at any given time.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was Japhet Okorafo,
Yes.
the director,
Yes.
Imo State Fire Service.
Yes, I still want to help you somewhere. There is a statement we are discussing, but we didn't end it, about this certification issue.
But there's no time anymore. So
Okay.
we have to bring you the news headlines.
Okay. I will
So
do
there'll
that.
be more sessions,
Okay.
of course, with the fire service.
Yes.
For the sake of enlightenment.
You're welcome.
All right. I am Paul the Magician.
And I'm Zandas, Okeke.
Thank you for staying tuned. Good morning.
Thank you.
The federal government is working to ensure peace and stability returns.
Wake up to a changing world and be brought up to speed with all that has happened, is happening, and will happen. Start your day with a full bulletin of local, national, business, sports, and entertainment at 6:30 a.m. with newscasts. Get the news highlights on the go with news headlines at 10 a.m. and at midday is a comprehensive news in Pidgin, Niger Today. At 3 p.m. it will be all the major stories making the rounds at your fingertips with world news, and then with 5 p.m. news updates. Wrap up your day with local, national, business, sports news, and more in Igbo with Nchikonta Kuko. The news all day, every day, only on 107.3 Darling FM, the People's Radio. The People's Radio.
This is Darling FM News headlines.
Good morning. Thank you for staying tuned to 107.3 Darling FM. Here are the headlines. Nigeria records 1,386 new COVID-19 cases in the country. Federal Executive Council okays 65 years for the retirement of teachers. Minister of State and Education Chukwuemeka Nwajuba urges Nigerians to support federal government's extended Special Public Works program. Economic and Financial Crimes Commission reveals why former chairman of the Pension Reform Task Team, Abdul Rashid Maina, jumped bail and fled to Niger Republic. Pioneer Managing Director of the Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC), Festus Ayodele Morino, is dead. Deputy Comptroller General of the Nigerian Correctional Service, John Rabure, has been appointed as Acting Comptroller General. Oyo Governor Seyi Makinde vows to deal with troublemakers in the state. Imo residents decry over decomposed body dumped in their area. 4 members of the National Youth Service Corps Batch B Stream 2 in Taraba test positive to COVID-19. And finally, Joe Biden has been sworn in as the 46th United States President. Those are the news headlines. Join us at midday for Niger Today. Good morning.
I am Dr. Edi.
DK Victor Kichuku.
JN Ogunga.
Chika Okoro, I am a public health specialist.
Dr. Edi, consultant gynecologist.
DK Victor Kichuku.